Sri Rama Rakshamam Pahimam. Great friends, let us continue our small effort of studying the biggest of the Shastra, that is Yoga Vaashishtha, Ramayanam. Slowly, steadily, we are getting the tuning again by the grace of Lord Rama, Sage Vaashishthaji, and all the Rishi Parampara, Devatas, Varishta Devata, Upasya Devata, etc. Continue. Leelopakhyanam in the third Utpatthi Prakaranam, we are seeing 21st Sarga, Leela VISHRANTHI. In that, the sublime Tattva Jnana is communicated. Then, as questioned or asked by Leela, the mother Saraswati, there the Guru, she is even indicating the sadhanas also. Beautiful question and answer. And it is appealing or applicable to every one of us who are bound in the samsara and wanting to get liberated from it. You know, some animals we can see, they are bound in some mesh or anything. They just think, chalo, itna hi hai zindagi, we have to die, I have to die. Little it will try, but thereafter it just gives up only. We as human beings too, habituated to the bondage, to the upadhis, are so lethargic at our intellectual level, just like those animals, that we are neither realizing we are bound, nor we want to get released to. One or two who have that thought are unable to go to the right place for the guidance to get liberated from all bondages. Some of them are going, but fully they are not grasping the way out from this bondage. Few are grasping, but still they are, for one or the other reason, postponing that effort to get moksha. Vichitra hai ki nahi? In these many list of things, where do you find ourselves? Only God knows. One second. Huh? Sitaram Narayana. So friends, let us see today's portion of last 8-9 mantras of this Sarga, which is giving us one important, very important sadhana. All in all important sadhana. Again, the next Sarga of 30-35 mantras also is full of great jnanam knowledge. Catchable when we are deeply analyzing after listening with full shraddha. Let us this way every day struggle to listen, struggle to understand. In that effort only, our buddhi slowly gains that stability, ability required, then it will start understanding. And leave this path, then there is already another Preyo Marga path very much waiting for us, in which alone we are there from we don't know how many lives. It's always open to you. है ना? तत्व ज्ञान आपको मजा नहीं आया, आध्यात्मिक जीवन ठीक नहीं लगा, साधना हो नहीं पाया, always go and get lost. Get lost is not a scolding, but we get lost only in that. O Lord, O Guru, may this jnana become spashta to me. May I appreciate it, accept it. May I also understand the sadhanas indicated. May I do them to reach out to the ultimate goal. Here we are with some invocations, Sankalpa, Mangalacharana shlokas before we start this study. Come. Om, Om, Om. सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मभक्तियोगधर्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदम् ॐ परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मभक्तियोगधर्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीरामचन्द्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री वसिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेदव्यास वामदेव नारदादि योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणादि शास्त्राणाम् आचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषत् योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणेतिहाससंतवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्त ऋषिमुनिगुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवद शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ते तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्मसाफल्यार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्रीराम वसिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायण अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ते स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ते तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्माद् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्माद् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। ॐ सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखगनं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदं। ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातोऽसौ ससदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते। ॐ तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे। विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं। तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः। पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन्न शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ॐ श्रीरामचन्द्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री वसिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः। श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रं तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणं लीलोपाख्याने लीला विश्रान्त्युपदेशो नाम एकविंशतितमः सर्गः श्री वसिष्ठ उवाच श्री लीला उवाच श्री देवी उवाच. So let us straight away start from the mantra 69 where Leela asks this question. Already we started seeing the answer also. Question is very, very important. Equally important is the answer. All these important things. When we feel important, that day we are blessing ourselves. And all the unwanted things we think we are important, unimportant things, somewhere we are lost in our right thinking. Right? Question. Leelovacha, Leela says, Etavantam chiram kalam ete devi vayam vada भ्रामिताः केन नामापि द्वैताद्वैत vikalpanaihi. So by using the plural word, luckily Leela is including you and I also. She says we all etavantam till now moment, this moment, chirakalam from such a long, long, long time, ete vayam, we these people, hey Devi Vada, oh mother tell us, Devi, Brahmitaha kena namapi, because of what that we are deluded, even this till this moment, Dvaita, Advaita Vikalpanaihi, in that Vikalpana of the Dvaita on the Advaita Vastu. What was the reason for us to get deluded for such a long time? Isn't it? What a good question, In that question, while answering it, the solution to the problem also indicated by the mother. Yesterday we saw exhaustively with full patience the reasoning behind mother, starting with the solution itself in the very first word. Solution is answer, sorry. While giving the answer to the question of what is the problem, in the very shloka, mother indicates the solution also. That is the beauty of this very first shloka. Shri Devyuvacha, mother is telling. Shri Devi is Saraswati Devi, Jnana Adhisthana Devi, the one who is, uh, Vidya, yes, Vidya Devi, Sharada Devi. Her answer is Avicharena Tarale Bhrantasi Chiramakula Avicharaha Swabhavottaha Sa Vicharad Vinashyati. Very simple. Simple answer you want to know? First, yes, you and all of you are Bhranta deluded. Point one. Point two, that is why, what is the reason? Avicharena Tarale, O Chanchala Swabhava Lila, Avicharena, because of non thinking, non inquiring, non contemplating, not doing the research. Vicharana nahi karne ke karana, you are Bhranta. Who gave this avicharana to you? Where from which shop you bought? Which hotel, some adulterated thing we ate that we became avicharavan? Or which object had that problem? Nowhere. This is swabhavottham. Swabhava means it is from within you only that avichara has come. Intellectual tamoguna, you can say. Avicharaha swabhavottha. But lucky is what? Lucky is what? That always there is a solution for that problem. She says, Saha, that avicharaha, that non-thinking, that non-contemplation, which led to the Bhranti of Dvaita on the Advaita, gets destroyed. Saha, vicharad vinashyati. When with the vicharana you start doing, the avichara gets destroyed. Obviously, when the avichara gets destroyed, avichara kruta bhranti gets destroyed. When the Bhranti gets destroyed, the Bhranti Kalpita Dvaita on the Advaita Tattva also gets destroyed. When the Kalpita Dvaita gone away, Tekameva Advaya Brahma Tattva is realized, that is the moksha. है ना? Just now we chanted in our invocatory mantras also. The mantra was Jnanadevatu Kaivalyam. Jnanadeva Atmano Mokshaha Natu Karma Samadhivihi. Ajnatah asau swasadrishyam srujatyeveti kirti. Jnanadevatu moksho nanu karma samadhivihi. The jnana comes to us through vichara. Then pause here for a minute. As we gave yesterday, day before, lots of examples in the worldly happenings also. I know the misunderstanding between two people also only because of avichara. If the avichara is replaced by vichara and suvichara, sadvichara, there never will be any misunderstanding. That has become a habit to us of not doing vicharana, not going into the root of the thing, not inquiring into the truth of the thing. Whatever, just like that projected we do. है ना? लाइक ना मुझे लगता है, मैं सोचता हूँ, वो कोई कि तुमको क्यों लगना चाहिए, है ना? मैं फील करता हूँ, नॉट सोचता हूँ, सोचना तो चाहिए. आई फील, I believe. Why do you feel and believe? You think you will understand it. So sa vicharena vinashyati. Therefore, whatever so far we have heard in this class and text and other texts, how much ever we remember or not, all that is okay. But today, listen this one thing and remember it throughout life that we should start doing the vicharana with our intellect. Atmanatma, Satya Satya, Jada Chetana, Bandha Moksha ityadi vicharana we have to do. Even in Vivek Chudamani is in, he says, महाभैष्ट विद्वन् तवनास्त्यपायः संसार सिन्धोस्तरणेस्त्युपायः येनैव याता यस्तेऽस्त्यपारं तमेव मार्गं तव निर्दिशामि अस्त्युपायो महान् कश्चित् संसारभयनाशनः तेन तीर्था भवां बोधिं संसारं चाधिगच्छति वेदान्तार्थ विचारेण जायते ज्ञानमुत्तमं तेन आत्यंतिक संसार दुःख नाशो भवति अनु Vedantartha Vicharena. So even in Gita Bhagavan, toward the end says, Vimrushya etad asheshena. And Vimrushya word is very familiar to we, the Indians. जो लोग हिंदी जानते हैं थोड़ा विचार विमर्शा करो. So Bhagavan says, Vimrushya, you add the word vichara. Hey Arjuna, vichar vimarsha, you do it. And yatechasi tatha kuru. That is what is your choice. Clear? So what is the total thought? Because of avichara, Bhranti, because of the Bhranti, the Dvaita Kalpita on the Adhisthana Brahma continues, that Kalpita Dvaita is given reality, we are lost in it. And it's going on for millions of lives, Chirakala. From the earlier life, what we brought to this life is avichara janita Bhranti, Ajnana janita Bhranti, Bhranti janita Dvaita Satyata, and involving in that Dvaita called as samsara. This is what we have brought. From earlier life, this life also we are very carefully protecting this set of avichara, ajnana, bhranti, and then the Dvaita Kalpana, then taking Dvaita as real, Kalpita Dvaita, then samsara, involving in it. We are so carefully protecting it by living that only throughout the day, throughout life, guaranteeing ourselves, ensuring ourselves that if at all we get the next life, there also we are the samsari by giving value to the Dvaita, which is Kalpita on the Dvaita Brahman because of the Bhranti, because of Ajnana, because of Avichar. अब जब तक करना है तो करते जाओ, आपकी मर्जी. No, right now only I want to get liberated. Then the liberation is only through Jnanam. Jnanam is only through the vicharana. Vicharana is about the satya satya, the reality, the unreal. Okay? Again I am chanting this mantra. Avicharena tarale bhrantasi chiram akula avicharaha swabhavottha savicharat vinashyati. This akula shabda, yesterday we explained, so we know you remember it. Because of delusion, brought not avichara, akulata is all the worries, anxieties. So when you do the vicharana, avichara goes. Again through vicharana only, the jnana comes. Because of the jnana, the bhranti goes. In the bhranti goes, every aspect of akulata, disturbance, samsara goes away. Because we know the reality. In reality, there are no problems. And that reality is you and I. All else is kalpita. Because it is kalpita, in that whatever happening is also kalpita. So in that happenings, always there will be dvandva. Both are kalpita, so we are not worried. Isn't it? How wonderful is it if you can lift our understanding of the intellect to that level and practice to live at that level all the time. Some 10, 11 lives it may take, maybe little less if we are intense in our effort. Isn't it? That we really get into the truth, get out of the bondage of the untruth. So same thing will be exhaustively explained in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mantras. One by one, fatafat, let us see. First one. Avicharo vicharena nimesha deva nashyati esha sattaiva tena antaha avidyaisha na vidyate. So, avichara vicharena nimesha deva nashyati. When you start doing deep, intense vichara, the avichara and avichara kruta bandhana cannot stand there. It will just get destroyed. So then with the vichara, what is the truth that is revealed? Esha satta eva. Everything is that Sat Brahma only. Tena antaraha. In that Sat Brahma, avidya esha. Even that avichara kruta avidya also navidyate. Okay, this is little trickish, little sublime. Little pause we have to do to catch it. In that Sat Chit Swarupa Paramatma, even avidya also is not there. Because it is Chit Swarupa. Yesterday we tried to explain that in the Nidra, there is no Jagrata and Swapna. In the Nidra, there are no Upadis, which make us aware of Jagrat Swapna. But all of these things are not there in the Nidra. How do we know? Because the consciousness is even aware of that avidya or ignorance or total absence of nidra. That is the beauty here. Esha satta eva tena antaha avidya esha na vidyate. That is the power of Maya. That even though avidya is not there, it appears to be there. Tasmat naiva avicharosti na avidyaasti na bandhanam. Na mokshosti nirabadham shuddha bodham idam jagat. This is what is the highest Vedantic thought. Final touches, answers to the final questions. Why? The sadhaka, disciple, purvapakshiya, the highest order. Yesterday, by taking the explanation from Mandukya Upanishad, we have explained it. The na nirodho na chotpatti, na madho na cha sadhakaha, na mumukshur na vaimuktaha, ityesha paramarthata. And that only, not only that mantra, the another mantra of that the samsara Anadikala say if it is there, it won't go. If it goes, it will come. And the moksha, if it is not there, if it starts at one point of time, again it will go away. Then what is the solution? Solution is already mukta, never we were in samsara. This clarity is called the solution. That's what is said here. Tasmad naiva vicharosti. Naiva vicharosti means in the pure consciousness, it is always there. When it is there, question of avichara not there, na? Therefore, na avidya asti. Because avichar se avidya hota hai. Therefore, na bandhanam asti. There is no bondage. Therefore, instead of avichara, vichara, that is not there. Instead of avidya, vidya, that is not there. It's not bandha, moksha, that also is not there. Then what is there? Nirabadham shuddha bodham idam jagat. Now, if some guru can teach you this, and if you are able to understand, yours is as great a combination like the Shuka Parikshitu or any rishi of the Upanishad and the disciple. If some guru can make you catch this, and you are able to catch it. What is it, Nirabadham Shuddha Bodham Idam Jagat. Nirabadham means that which can never have badhitata, means never can be rejected or refuted or removed. जिसका बाधा नहीं होता. बाधा संस्कृत में अर्थ इज रिमूवल. Like I have a ajnana about something. But when I get jnana about it, that ajnana का बाध हो जाता है. Badhita means removal. So nirabadha means never removable. Shuddha, pure, bodham, consciousness only, idam jagatu. Now this topic, how beautifully it was brought in Mandukya Upanishad through the question answer. And tomorrow we are going to see the summary of all of that. Evam na jayate kinchit evam dharma ajasmutaha evam eva vijanantaha evam na jayate chittam evam dharma ajaha smrutaha evam eva vijanantaha napatanti viparyaye. We are going to study half an hour. That mantra is today. In that all this clarity comes. So, Nirabadham Shuddha Bodham Idam Jagat. Say it 5 times. Nirabadham Shuddha Bodham Idam Jagat. 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 As it is said, if somebody can teach you this, he is dhanya, and if you are able to catch it, you are dhanya. Your togetherness, that guru and you, is maha dhanyata. Find some guru who can teach this. Nirabadham shuddha bodham idam jagat. Okay, now remember, first, the entire outer world. Nothing but objects with rupa and nama and gunas. First point. Let us start this way, analyzing for 2-3 minutes, not much. Then all that rupa nama gunas of that object, how and where are we recognizing? We are recognizing them how? Through indriyas, where? In our own chitta. In that chitta, if the vritti of those objects is not there, in the chitta the vrittis of those objects are not there, will we have jnanam of that world? ठीक है ना? Like you are glued to a TV. The people are talking there, 4-5 of them, but your ears and eyes both are too that very tensed up, cricket match or football match or whatever. So the sound of the children or the presence of the children through eye has not entered your mind. Therefore, you don't recognize the presence of them. Therefore, only in the chitta thoughts, when the vrittis are there, then only the Jagad Astitva Jnanam, with whatever its Jati Dravya Guna Kriya happens to us. Therefore, the world is always in our chitta. Whichever is there in our chitta, that alone is there. Just analyze it. Suno bas, samjho, koshish karo. Now, in that chitta, when the vrittis come of that objects of the world, is it illuminated by consciousness or not? Is it bathing and basked in that consciousness or not? Think if that consciousness were not to be there, that vritti of the chitta cannot be cognized. Then in that vritti, whatever the object is there, that is not cognized. Point one. Two, without consciousness, the chitta cannot be. Without the chitta vrittis, the world cannot be. Okay, clear. Now come from the other side, again same. That the world of objects cannot be without the chitta vrittis, but the chitta vrittis can be without the world. World of objects cannot be without chitta vrittis. Chitta vrittis can be without the gross world. Chitta vrittis can be formed in swapna, otherwise also. In this first step, second step is what? Chitta vrittis cannot be known without the consciousness, but the consciousness can remain without the chitta and its vrittis and the world. This is a very crucial thought. Next level. If you can really apprehend this thought, understand this thought, that there is continuous, constant consciousness all the time illuminating the entire Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti. First, if you catch this, if you can understand it, the Chaitana is there in me, which is becoming aware of my upadhis through that the Jagat. Okay, now by some or the other means, obviously meditation. If I become aware of awareness only, just imagine a state in your mind intellect. Just imagine. If I become aware of only awareness, you know what will happen? Nothing of the world remains. It is because I am not becoming aware of the awareness that this magic, this jadoo of Janma or Kalpana of Chitta, Chitta Vrittis and the Indriyas and the entire Jagat is getting projected. Projected on what? The consciousness. So the snake is projected on the snake only, on the rope only, when the rope is not seen as a rope. When the rope is not seen as rope, on that rope only snake is projected. So when we are not conscious of the pure consciousness, on that consciousness only, the chitta is kalpita, the chitta vrittis are kalpita. In that vrittis, the entire jagat of Shabda Svarsha Rupa Narpasa Gandha with all their other qualities are kalpita. That's why I said, if somebody can teach you this and if you can catch it, both are dhanya. Okay. The same thing little higher way, which will be told from day after tomorrow in our afternoon Telugu class of Mandukya in the Alata Udaharana. This is a very important thought. Ki, whether the world seen by us is in any quality and with all measurements. Like, let us see the world as an object with weight. That weight is 1 gram or 1000 kgs. Okay. Whether we see the world of object in the form of size as 1 centimeter or 1000 kilometers. Okay. Whether we see the world as uh, objects, thin or fat, thin or lean, fat, long or short, black or white. This is what we see the world. Shabda Sparsha Prasagandha, kilo or liters, etc. we see. So to by guna we see these gunas, that gunas, or by their abilities, by talents, by its variety of properties they are called. All in all, should the consciousness be there to illuminate all of them or not? See, like you are there. First, you to be there, have to be conscious of you. If not, you are not there to me. Then you are, let us say, Indian. So I have to be conscious that you are Indian. Then only you are Indian. You are Hindu. I have to be conscious of. You are man. I have to be conscious of it. You are a doctor. I have to be conscious of it. You are specialized in, let us say, what is a dermatology? Because Gujarati Rao, no hurry. I have to be conscious of your whatever the disease or your specialization. So all your properties have to be conscious. Then only they are there. Whether let us say you are a young doctor of 35, 40, or you are experienced as a doctor of 60, 65. Isn't it? Whether you have done 10, 20 cases or 3000 cases. अब बताओ. Most difficult of the skin disease also this doctor with precise medicine has given relief. If these big certificates come to you and you are given various Charaka Ratna or any of the Sushruta Ratna, I think doctors को ये सब देना चाहिए. Yeah? The Vaidya Ratna, all those have come. 1,000 people gathered, they are clapping when you are given awards. When all this happening, consciousness should be there or not? What Vedanta says is, all these things are that unimaginable powered Mayas Kalpanasu on consciousness only. It doesn't matter it is 1 gram or 1,000 grams or 1,000 kgs. It has to be aware by the consciousness only. The consciousness only projected as the mass in the form of its calculation of the weights from 1 gram to 10,000 grams or kgs. That's what Vedanta. Whether it is mass of weights, whether it is the distance of meters, kilometers, whether it is liters, etc., whether it is the colors, whether it is the fragrances, whatever it may be. All of that is consciousness manipulated. Because if consciousness is not there, they are not there. As I gave your example, again the same example as we saw some time back, a rose flower. So that plant and that blossomed, fully blossomed rose with let's say 3 rows of 10, 10 or whatever number of petals and their softness, that rosy color, the fragrance, the pollens, all of that. We see all of them. But what Vedanta says is the consciousness only seen like that. Because without consciousness, the flower as a whole, the various properties or aspects or parts of the flower are not known. You understood? चेतना नहीं है तो जगत है ही नहीं है. सो चेतना को माया ही जगत के रूप में कल्पित कर रहा है. क्यों? अगेन द सेम रूल कि two truths cannot be there, only one has to be the truth, and what continuously stays that is truth, what comes and goes is untruth. So that Chetana always is there, therefore that is the reality. All other things coming and going, therefore they are unreal. Outside the flowers are coming and going, and in my eyes the drishti of the flower is coming and going. Because of that, in the mind, the thought of the flower is coming and going. But when they are coming and going, consciousness is remaining all the time. And when you see the consciousness, conscious of it, the whole world ceases to exist. And the other things, that anything which is born will have to die, And before death, the things will go through various modifications. And the important modifications is the oldness, the disease, the death. These are also the parts of that Kalpita Jagat only. If the thing is not there, then the old age, death, disease are never there. So too, if the thing is there and if you take it as real, then the old age, death, disease also are inevitable realities in that. That's the process inherent for that object to disappear. And also not necessary that the people should die only when they become old. Young also are dying, then there are different reasons for it. So this is what here it is said. This all is explanation for this thought ki nirabadham shuddha bodham idam jagato. Everything which is seen as idam is jagat. The entire jagat is seen as idam. That entire jagat seen as idam is nothing but nirabadha shuddha bodha only. Even after listening this, see, our vasanas, our earlier habits, our ignorance of taking all of them as important and real are continuing in such a way that this jnanam that everything is nothing but consciousness is not easily grasped, not easily accepted. But Swami, I am seeing the rose in that rose color with such wonderful fragrance. How can it not be there? How come it is consciousness? देखो, that is called as we are yet to get that subtle intellectual purity for the intellectual understanding for that breakthrough. That is what is a breakthrough. Everything is breakthrough only. We have to break through those shackles. See, we want to accept what is presented by the eye, that the color, presented by the nose, that the smell, presented by the skin, that the softness of the flower, and all put together presented in the mind as the flower is exist. अब यहाँ तक आ गए ना. No, all of them are you conscious of or not? Which is the part which is not illumined by the consciousness and yet you are recognizing? Think. We can't recognize anything. The color of the flower, the softness of the flower, the fragrance of the flower, etc. So everywhere there is a consciousness. If we say there are 20 petals, all 20 petals have to be illumined by the consciousness. If they say 500 pollen grains are there, just like that, all of them have to be illumined by consciousness. So where is consciousness not? That you have to catch. Everywhere it is there. If that alone everywhere is there, then what is the position of other things? Appearing and disappearing. By what? A powerful power which you cannot understand. You cannot understand it, that's why it's called as Maya. And in that Maya, projection, rejection both are there. So when it projects such a beautiful flower, by evening it rejects it also by fading that flower, by making that flower get dried up and fall from that plant. Both are done by the Maya. So our abhyasa is to attend more and more to this Chetana, to consciousness. And that is me. Because our raga or dvesha or other bhavanas of ownership, etc., to this world of objects, that we are not able to give them up. That's why we are not able to understand this truth. Like you don't want to accept your child has done wrong because you are attached to him as your child. 10 बार बोलते ले वो मानेगी नहीं because you don't want to accept it that your child has done wrong. Not because the child has not done wrong, but because the attachment. मेरा बच्चा गलत नहीं कर सकता और मेरा बच्चा जो भी करता है वो गलत नहीं हो सकता. क्यों? वो मेरा बच्चा है. That attachment. Same way, we have in us the vasanas, which have special value for this world. of bhoga, etc. Therefore, deep inherently, to reject those objects that they don't exist, we are not mentally prepared. That's why this Vedantic knowledge we don't accept. If those affinities, attachments to the world are gone away, that's called as the pure heart without ragadvesha. Then this knowledge becomes acceptable. Knowledge remains this only, that everything is one without second, Satchidananda Brahma. That is the final knowledge, and that Brahman is me. Whether you accept it today or after 10,000 lives, that is what is the truth. The more we have impurities and ragadvesha, the delay it will be for us to accept it. The more we reduce them, the acceptance becomes more. The more we accept it, the other thing gets automatically gets reduced. When you start accepting the Satchit Paramatma. So this is like a Tattvamasi Mahavakya only. Niravadham Shuddha Bodham Idam Jagat. Good, no? Think about it. This is called Vicharana. See, first time we also have done sufficient Vicharana. These are the blessings of Mother Saraswati, whose teachings we are studying. Yesterday also, Lakshmi Medadara Pushti Gauri Tushti Prabhat Drutreta Vipai Tanavir Ashtavirvam Saraswati. We chanted that mantra in our morning meditation class. So Mother Saraswati is blessing us. She gave a glimpse of Vicharana now. This is what Vicharana. I am conscious of everything projected by the Maya. That's the only thing to be added in Vedanta. Right? Maya is not that it is not there, but it is there in the Kalpana Kala. It is there under some conditions. It is not there all the time, and it is not there the same. And other than that, there is some other reality within that only. Like in the wave only, there is water. In the water only, there is wave. Both are at one and the same place, same time. In that, one aspect is real, another is unreal. The water aspect is real, the wave aspect is unreal. In the water, the wave is projected by the inherent Shakti of the water called as Maya, called as expression as wave. It's inherent potential in the water to express as wave without itself going through any modification. So to the inherent potential of Parabrahma Tattva called as Maya Shakti, which makes the Brahman only appear as the world without becoming the world. So the water appears as the wave without becoming the wave. What's the difference between appearance and becoming? If the water becomes a wave, there is no more water. Because it became, like the milk became curd, there is no more milk. Isn't it? But is the water still there or not? It is there, therefore it did not become. Then if it doesn't become, what is the other option? Appearance. When it is appearance, it is not real. When it is not real and appearance, it disappears one day. But with all its appearance and disappearance, the beauty of thing is what? The substratum is remaining all the time. And that is we are. Now, what Vedanta says is, without this substratum, the object itself cannot be there. Then how can there be the happiness in the object? Therefore, as much the satta chit to the object is given by the Paramatma, so much the ananda in the vastu also is given by Paramatma only. But that vastu being temporary, the ananda from it also is temporary. Paramatma being permanent, the ananda with Paramatma is permanent. Seek that. You want ananda? Yeah. You want permanent ananda? Yeah. That is there in the Paramatma. You seek it. No, I want the ananda with the objects. Are the objects permanent? No. Then how can the temporary objects give you permanent ananda? Second, are the objects real? No. Then how can there be the real ananda? That is a reflected ananda, imagined, projected, not true. That is why it is going away. If it is real, it should never come and go. If it is coming, it was not there. It's going means it's not permanent. So this is called vicharana. See, today good no. The topic is vicharana. Mother is making us do good vicharana. I am happy. Little pausing and contemplating we have done. So, tasmat naiva vicharosti na vidyasti na bandhanam na mokshosti nirabadam. Where? When we realize that. Nirabadham shuddha bodhamidam jagat. That's it. Nirabadham shuddha bodham idam jagat. Do the practice of it. To remove the wrong practice that there is something other than Paramatma. There is something other than the Paramatma is there is a wrong practice. Should be removed by the right practice that there is nothing other than Paramatma. Just look at the ocean, see all the waves, and keep on saying there is nothing called as wave real other than water. It may be appearing, but it is not other than water. Should say this one, let the whole world accept it. Wave is only an appearance, water is the reality. Then the whole concept changes. We are able to see the reality now. Whether other do it or not, you and I can do. Huh. In the water, nothing happens. Even to the appearance, something happens. So appearance came, appearance modified, appearance destroyed. But the reality, the water has never changed. The birth of wave never gave birth to water. The change in growth or modification of wave did not change the water. When the wave died, the water never dies. So I am that Sachid Paramatma in which Ananta Koti Brahmandas born, modified, dying. Yet nothing happens to me. In that is this one particular Deha. In this particular Deha, the Sukshma Sharira. In that Sukshma Sharira, one ego. And that ego with that Sukshma Sharira owning this body, playing the natak. All of that are objects of consciousness. Like this, there are millions of appearances. One in front of me as you, the other one is that person, this dog, this cat, that. All of them are individualities with Sukshma Sthula Sharira, all of them projected on that pure conscious self only. This is called Vicharana. Strengthen this. Initiation done now, today. 13 तारीख 12 महीना 25वां साल 13 और 12 25 13th date 12th month 25 is total. On today we have got the initiation for Vicharana. Keep doing it. We are not doing wrong thing, we are doing right thing only. The more we do it, the notion that the world is real, then the delusion that the world is important, then the problem creating desires for the world, insistence of the world, all of them will be found to be meaningless. The moment when they are dropped, see the mind is so shanta. And in the Shantamana, the Tattva Jnana reflects just like that. अब देखो इतना मेहनत करके जो वेदांत समझते हैं ना समझने के बाद दिखता है इतना आसान है वो there's nothing in this to be struggled so much that your conscious self everything is that conscious self that's it that is primary all rupanama with all its jati dravya guna are only kalpita with all their beauties uglinesses with all their micro and macro forms all are kalpita. Like in a movie, hero is Kalpita, villain is Kalpita, comedian is Kalpita. In a movie, a beautiful rose garden is Kalpita. In that a dustbin also Kalpita. In a movie, a wonderful party of people Kalpita, a huge yuddha or any bomb blast, that also Kalpita. देखो इसलिए सुख दुखे समय कृत्वा. When you give over importance to anything, The other also becomes important. Then both of them, when they become important, the real important reality is forgot. This is called Moha Maya. Maya makes it happen or appear, Moha makes it accept. Maya makes it appear, Moha makes it accept. Maya, Moha, we are caught up. This we have to deepen, this knowledge. This we have to strengthen in us, secretly, silently. This is more tapasya, more yajna, more jnana, more japa, greater than any other things. बाकी सारे में भी मन बुद्धि को हमारे मन बुद्धि को एकाग्र कराने में यूज होंगे. But with एकाग्र चित्त, this knowledge is important to be gained and maintain that knowledge, remain in that knowledge. In that fire of knowledge only, the ignorances, the delusions get burned. To the one who does it, that is you and I, whoever do. Others have not done, therefore they continue to be in the delusion of the world is real. So you need not compare with them. अरे स्वामी जी वो लोग अज्ञान में मजा ले रहे. अरे यार ज्ञान में आनंद है ज्यादा, isn't it? They take the maja in the world as long as it is there. When it goes, they will suffer. Because they give reality to you and I, the real reality is realized, that is intact. We enjoy the things that are happening in the world, good, even the bad also we enjoy. है ना, जिसको पता है कि सिनेमा प्रोजेक्टेड है, he will enjoy the hero, he enjoy the villain also. है ना? Like if somebody with maturity knows that this football or cricket match is only a play happening between two egos called as two countries, two egos called as two teams, two egos called as uh, the batsman or bowler. When I know it, and there is an art of bowling, the art of playing, which is all intellectual, which is all physical, which is all practical. And it is just nobody is 24 hours player, nobody is lifelong player. The play itself is not all the time there. When I have all this clarity, with that I see whether somebody is duck out or hitting 300 century, 2 century, how does it matter? It's only a Leela going on. It's all no. If the bowler is better, he takes the wicket. If the batsman is better, he hit the six. उसमें क्या है कुछ special? Enjoy करो, that's it. It is not real. Who wins, who loses, how does it matter? Play itself is मिथ्या, तो मैं क्यों परेशान हो जाऊं? कौन जीता कौन हारा, इंडिया हार गया. इंडिया नहीं हारता है, जो अच्छे नहीं खेलते वो हारते हैं. By default they happen to be Indians today, isn't it? इंडिया ने ही नहीं जीता है. The one who played well, they won. They happen to be by default Indians. How does it matter? And that's why in the world you see same person never wins, so same team never wins, isn't it? हर एक का एक पीक आएगा फिर नीचे गिरेगा ना. Nobody is world number one all the time in chess or in tennis or in cricket. अरे यार, अब इतना देखते हुए भी नहीं समझते. That's called पश्यन् अभिच न पश्यति मूढ़ः. This is all Vedantic Vicharana. In Vedantic Vicharana, the summary is one continuous constant Satchit Swarupa reality is there always. In it, there are no changes. Neither it has become anything. Second, on that, for the sake of play, the world with all its multiplicity are projected, they are not real. Therefore, don't give them reality. When you don't give the reality, then both the pairs of opposites that are happening, you remain calm and quiet. Then, remaining calm and quiet when the pairs of opposites are happening, when you watch it, it's called play, it's called a Leela. In that play or Leela or sport, there is no samsara. है ना? And more wise people, they know if somebody died, he already imagines, अच्छा जन्म हो गया, अब चल ठीक है 80-90 साल का ये मर ही जाएगा. Before that बूढ़ा हो जाएगा, मिडिल एज हो जाएगा, यंग एज हो जाएगा. He already picturizes everything. And as that fellow is growing, he doesn't bother. You already know it. Every Bayans and every Gadha also, when it grows, when it is born, it grows and one day it will die. Somebody called, ए बढ़िया गृह प्रवेश घर का नया बिल्डिंग बना. He already imagines 100 साल के बाद ये टूट जाएगा. Because nothing is real. See, a wise person knows everything is projection and projection gets rejection too. Everything is appearance, appearance gets to the disappearance. But this is not important. More important is he is holding on to the reality which never appears, disappears. That is more important. Not only knowing the things appear and disappear is important, but the reality we have to hold. That is main positive point. Reality छूट गया तो you cannot be balanced in the projection and rejection of the projected. You will be biased there. Reality को पकड़कर ही I hold on to the water. From that standpoint only I say the appearance of wave, disappearance of wave. I know the moment the wave or bubble is happening that it will break one day. I also know that it's projected on water. Water remains always. So I am that Satchidananda Brahman which remains all the time same. On me, like this, millions of upadhis are projected only to get rejected, which is every moment happening. और जो है उसको accept करो, कोई दिमाग लड़ाने की भी जरूरत नहीं उसके लिए extra. Just be aware of it and know it. Water remains same, waves coming and going. That's all. The Satchit Brahma is remaining same. The Rupa Nama of the Jagat is coming and going. That Satchit is not an object. It is I. That takes time to realize that Satchit in our own heart. That is why we have to reject our own Panchakoshas. That is why the Antarmukata and Antarmukha sadhana. I remaining as a Jiva, I cannot recognize Satchit. Satchit is me only beyond my Jiva Bhava. What is Jiva Bhava? Pancha Upadhi, Pancha Kosha, Satyata is Upadhi. Jiva Bhava. उसको छोड़ोगे तो I realize myself and Satchit. Once I know I am Satchit, everything is that only. That only projected as everything. What a beautiful that knowledge if stays in us. And that Satchit, I have to realize is myself. After realizing, I cannot bring it out and show to others. मुझे मिल गया, तुम भी पकड़ो इसको. ऐसा नहीं होता वो. Everybody will have to realize that in themselves. Okay, this whatever not understandable, whatever seems to be abstract, whatever is difficult, all of them will go and things start falling in right place. If we continue every day listening, every day studying, and every day doing vicharana. Okay, etavantamida kalam tvaya etat na vicharitam tada na samprabuddhatvam branta eva bhava akula. So such a long time you never started or did any vicharana. That's why you are always in delusion. That's why you are never awakened to the reality. Because of not awakening to reality, continuing in delusion projected world, akula, you are always worried, anxious. That is the meaning of गीता में हर जगह कहते हैं ना गतासु न गतासुश्च पंडिताः नानुशोचन्ति. A wise person never gets worried about the things which have gone, things which are yet to go. Things come only to go. Gone, going, only these two things are there. Permanently only Brahman is there. A jnani who sees that substratum, he is not worried about things coming, staying, going. That's the only way. If you don't realize the reality, you will always be caught up in the projected, and the projected go on modifying, which is not tolerable to us, then you suffer. Then what you do it? You change your drishti on something else, and that also changes. Again, you go for something else. In that way, we are from one changeful to the other changeful. Suffering, shifting without changing in our suffering. We are continuously suffering in Hindi as well as English. One or two more thoughts. Still, we are left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shlokas. I told you it may take 1 or 2 days to deeply analyze this chapter and next one. Okay. Om Purnamadaha Shanti 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 Sri Ramaya Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu Vashishtaya Namaha Shri Saraswati Matre Namaha. Thank you. आ जाओ तत्वमसि भी पढ़ते हैं.